Guys, before Season 2 drops, I want to talk to you about something really important because we are officially down to the final stretch. In about 19 days, the new season arrives, and we have been waiting for this for years. So the moment the season starts, I want to go in hard. I want to talk about every detail and break down every scene frame by frame. That's why I have 4 different series ideas in mind. But before we get into the details of the video, I genuinely need your help with something important. We are having serious issues with the algorithm right now. The videos are not being recommended like they used to, and you can see it directly in the views. The strongest way to fight that is actually very simple. Like the video and leave a comment. You are my crew, you are my biggest supporters, so if you drop a like on this video and write your thoughts in the comments, it would mean a lot and it would help more than you can imagine. So let's say the season is 8 or 10 episodes. We could do a separate analysis video for every single episode. What happened in that episode, how the story moved forward, how the character development landed, how the pacing felt, whether the emotional moments worked or didn't work. We go through all of it in detail, not just a surface level recap. I mean, truly scene by scene, dialogue by dialogue. We could even pause on specific moments and talk about the subtext, character motivation, and even the director's choices. But the real key question is this: how should we do these reviews? Should we judge the live action strictly on its own, not as an adaptation, but as a standalone series? Or should we go comparison based with the anime and manga? Because to be honest, with One Piece, it is kind of hard not to compare. We all already have the original scenes in our heads. Here's the model I have in mind. First, we review the episode on its own. Performances, scene transitions, action choreography, emotional intensity. Then, in a separate part, we move into the comparison section. And that's where we ask the big questions. What did they change? Did that change work? Was it stronger in the anime? Or did it actually work better in live action? Why might certain scenes have been removed? Did the new scenes add something meaningful to the story? And there is also the tone question. Do you want a harsher, more critical deep dive, or a more balanced, constructive approach? Because we have been waiting a long time for this season, and I want to enjoy the hype, but I also want to stay objective. What do you think about the episode-by-episode deep analysis idea? Should the comparison be a must, or should we stay strictly within the live action? Let me know in the comments so we can lock in the format and move forward. Now let's talk about my second content idea. When the season starts, instead of doing only episode breakdowns, what if we also launch a full character analysis series? And the focus would not be limited to just the Straw Hat crew. Of course, we would talk about Luffy, Zoro, and Nami, but I think the real potential lies in the new characters we will meet in Season 2. The Baroque Works agents, the giants, the side characters, even the ones who appear for just one episode but actually carry massive backstory. Should we put them under the microscope too? Here's the format I'm imagining. Season 2, Episode 1 drops. We take the new characters introduced in that episode and break them down one by one. How were they portrayed in the live action? Was the casting on point? Did the actor capture the spirit of the manga and anime version? But we do not stop there. If Netflix only touched on their backstory briefly, we go deeper using the anime and manga. Who is this character really? What have they been through? Why will they matter later in the story? I honestly think this kind of series would be incredibly valuable, especially for viewers who only follow the live action. A lot of people avoid the anime because it is over 1,000 episodes long, but they still get attached to certain characters. Imagine someone watching a Baroque Works agent and thinking, this character seems interesting, but what is the full story behind them? That is exactly where our videos come in. We go deep into the characters you are curious about and give them the spotlight they deserve. The real question we need to answer is this: should we focus only on the biggest and most well-known characters, or should we highlight the underrated ones with huge hidden potential? Because some characters already have hundreds of analyses out there, but there are others who might only get a short appearance in live action while actually holding a very critical place in the story. What would you rather watch? Big character with a massive breakdown, or lesser-known character with a deep discovery-style analysis? This is how I picture the series. We see them in the live action, we get curious, and then we dive deeper. A bridge between the show and the rich anime and manga lore. Content that serves new viewers while also giving longtime fans a sense of nostalgia and depth. So what do you think? Should we launch this character analysis series for Season 2? Let me know. Now let's talk about my third series idea, and this one is much clearer and much harsher. What if we go arc by arc and focus only on the weak parts of Season 2? Not a general overview like how was the season overall, but taking each arc individually and asking where did it fail, where did it stumble, where did they just not pull it off? Because yes, we love it, we have waited for years, we are excited, but I do not want to just say everything was perfect and move on. If something did not work, I want to put it clearly on the table. Let's say we get Little Garden. Maybe the atmosphere does not land, maybe the pacing feels off, maybe some scenes feel rushed. The CGI could stand out in a bad way. The way they portray the giants, the environment design, certain creatures, the action choreography, If we're watching and thinking this did not work, then let's talk about it piece by piece. The same goes for an arc like Drum Island. Maybe the emotional weight does not hit, maybe certain characters lose their impact, maybe some creative decisions make you ask, why would you do that? That is exactly what this series would be. The why did you do that videos. And here's the key point. In this series, I do not want to spend long stretches comparing it to the anime or manga. That is not the purpose. The purpose is this. Where did the live action fail on its own terms? Where did it make weak choices? Where did it look cheap? Where did it fail to establish a character? Where did it lose its identity? Completely focused on Netflix's version, judged within its own creative decisions. Because sometimes an arc collapses over a single detail, a weak CGI choice, a bad makeup or costume design, a character whose energy just does not land, unnecessary scenes that drown the main story, or the opposite, cutting key scenes and killing the emotional core. I want to talk about those things without sugarcoating them. Not in a hate way, but in an honest way. Not because we dislike it, but because we care about it. In a universe like One Piece, the quality bar is high. So I'm asking you directly, would you want a series like this, arc by arc, focusing only on the weak points, the things that did not work, in a more direct and sharper format? If we do it, I would drop these videos right after each arc airs. Why did this arc not work? Why was the CGI like this? Why did this character design feel off? Tell me in the comments. Do you want a brutally honest critique series, or would that feel too negative? Based on your response, I will decide whether to fully launch this third series. Now, let's move to my final idea. This one comes more from the heart, because in the general analysis, deep dives, or arc videos, I always have to control the runtime. Not everyone watches 1 or 2 hour videos, so I sometimes move past certain scenes more quickly. There are even moments where I think I wish I could talk about this longer, but I consciously move on so the video does not get too long. That is exactly why I am thinking about creating a separate series for this. The concept is simple. Let's talk about the scenes that may not massively impact the main story, but deeply impact me. Sometimes it is just a look, a music cue, a camera movement, a single line from a character. It might not change the plot, but the scene just feels incredible. Instead of brushing past it in 2 sentences during a general analysis, we highlight it properly here. Why was this scene so good? What did they get right? Why did it affect me this much? Let's really break that down. I will be honest. Sometimes I even feel like I praise certain scenes more than necessary. But when a moment truly hits me, I cannot just skip it. Maybe there's a small dialogue in Season 2 that does not serve the main theme heavily, but perfectly reflects a character's soul. Or maybe there's an action scene that has limited impact on the story, but the editing, music, and cinematography are excellent. In this series, we would put those craftsmanship moments under the spotlight. You can think of it almost like a Season 2 appreciation series. Not criticism, not heavy analysis, pure appreciation. Let's talk about scenes that were genuinely well executed, carefully crafted, and emotionally on point. Sometimes it is easy to talk about what went wrong, but it is harder to explain in detail what was done right. I want to give proper credit to the things that truly deserve it. Would you watch something like that? Short but intense videos focused only on the best scenes, the moments we skipped in larger analyses, but that really touched us. If you like this idea too, then during Season 2, we could realistically cover One Piece from every possible angle with 4 different series and really discuss everything in depth together. So guys, I have shared the 4 different series ideas I have in mind. Now the ball is in your court. Which format do you like the most? Make sure to write in the comments, and if you want, suggest adjustments like, let's do this, but in this way. Maybe you have an even better format idea that I have not thought about. I truly want to shape the Season 2 content together with you. Do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and stay active in the comments. Once the season begins, this place is going to turn into a full One Piece headquarters. See you in the next video.